SmartSuite versus Airtable. We're going to go through key features, the pricing, and which one I would choose. First of all, what is SmartSuite? This is a platform where you can have all of your processes and any project all in one platform. So imagine something like Asana in Airtable or Asana or ClickUp with Notion all on one platform. It has the processes, the automation, all those things, but it allows you to have the functionality of a robust database. What is Airtable? Well, Airtable is a platform where you can build apps and you can have your central truth. You can have a database. Now, we'll get into building apps in a little bit at the end of the video because I think that's a little misleading. It is possible, but for the most part, Airtable is used to have a database and where you can manage records. Now, let's take a look at key features. For SmartSuite, I would look at the features and really think about what kind of business you're trying to create. Why are you using it? For instance, are you using it for project management, software development, human resources, real estate, business strategy? The list goes on. Those are all the different things that you could do with SmartSuite. So there's a lot of different things, how you structure the data and things like that. Similarly, with Airtable, I think this is really the OG in the space where you look at different ways where you could have different solutions for different teams. If you're using it for marketing, operations, product, you can do all of these things. So we'll go into a little bit later on about the key features and what make them different, but they're very similar in who they serve. I would say if you're trying to have a database and you're serving um, a, a startup or business, a lot of people use Airtable or they just use Airtable a lot of the time. And SmartSuite is a newer player in the space where they're having a solution for that as well. So it's very similar. I would say the comparable one for Airtable, if we're looking at options where you would have information stored, might also be something like Google Sheets. And to manage it, some people might put Rowie.io on top of it. So again, it really depends on your business, how you're saving information, how you're structuring it, but you can do a lot with these two different platforms. Now, if we're looking at key features that stand out between SmartSuite and Airtable, we have a guide for SmartSuite for complete beginners, and there are 6 main benefits of why you might use SmartSuite versus if you're going to be using Airtable, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's go into pricing to really look at it pound for pound, right? So if we look at SmartSuite's pricing, we have a forever plan. You can have up to 3 users. So it's meant for individuals or small teams. They have 5 solutions. Now, what are solutions? Solutions would be similar to like Airtable bases, right? So if you're thinking about a base, the solution would be the same kind of thing. So you can have 5 bases or solutions. You can have 1,200 records per solution. So that's pretty generous. You can have a lot of different things depending on the type of business, depends on how many records you have, but you have 1,200 records per solution. So if we're looking at records, we're going to be looking at rows and things like that. And then we have 100 megabytes of file storage and 14 days recycle bin. That's good, just in case you need to get something and you had to take it out of the recycle bin. That makes sense. For the team aspect, this is for teams where you need a better way to manage workflows. You can have unlimited users, unlimited solutions, 5,000 records per solution, 50 gigs of file storage, and 30 days recycle bin. Now, as we go down, if you want more details on the breakdown right here of like the automation and the API transactions, this is more data or more information to make your decision on what you're doing if you want to use SmartSuite. I would say too, it depends on what kind of business you're trying to create or that you're running right now, because everyone is so different. Maybe your business relies on more automation to cut out manual tasks. Maybe your business is focused on just compiling records and having uh, more space for records. It really depends how you're using this. So just keep that in mind. And in the comment section down below, let me know. Are you using it for HR? Are you using it for your startup? Are you using it to create a micro SaaS like a CaaS, a knowledge as a service, and you're going to be allowing users to gain access and you're charging them a monthly fee? We see all different use cases how people are using this. So let me know in the comment section down below. So we broke down the free plan, the team plan. Let's talk about the professional. The main difference, if I'm looking at this and I'm trying to see what's the difference, I would look at the 50,000 records per solution. So again, we're scaling up 100 gigs of file storage, and the recycle bin, we have now 45 days to go for there. So that's $25 a month. Now, if we look at this, right, it's $0 per user. When we get to team, professional, enterprise, it's going to be $10 per user per month. So it really depends if you're going how big your team is to really calculate how much this is going to cost you monthly. And it's $10 per month if you lock in annually. It's $12 if you build monthly. For a professional, it's $25 or $28 if you're billed monthly. And enterprise, it's $35 or $41 monthly. Now, what's the difference of this one? Again, it's really just the size of how many records per solution. You're up to 200,000 and you're up to 500 gigs in 60 days recycle bin. So those are the basics of what you're going to be looking at. When we talk about automation and different things like that, we might refer back to this as well. But simply put, if you're going to do a lot of different automation, or you're going to have to do API transactions, so two systems talking to each other, and have that, you're going to be looking at different options here. It's going to really vastly scale up when you go to the team and professional and enterprise, but you can do a few things, 100 per month. Just depends on how many things you're doing or running those activities per month. Okay, so let's keep it right there for the basics of how much it costs. Let's look at the pricing of Airtable. For Airtable, we're going to be having really four different pricing. And we'll talk about enterprise in a second. Okay, so the free is going to be free. You have unlimited bases. So if we're comparing the two, you have 5 solutions or 5 bases comparably. For Airtable, you'll have unlimited bases. Here's the catch to keep in mind: 1,000 records per base. We have 1,200 for free, so 1,000 against 1,200. 1 gig of attachments per base, 100 automation runs, and then you have an interface designer. Okay, so that's free. If we take a look at more, so and then views, we have grid and calendar, Kanban, gallery, and we'll talk about the different views for SmartSuite as well. So we look at that, automations. Okay, that's basically what we get for free, which is good start. Okay, now let's look at the team option. Now, the team option is going to be $20 per seat per month or $24 per build per monthly. So the team, if you're looking at it, they're coming in about half, right? So they've got team for 20, SmartSuite's 10. Let's see what they've got. Now, you can have 50,000 records per base at $20 a month. Let's take a look at this one. So at the team level, you're having 5,000 records per solution, which is comparable to base. So let's look at that. 50,000, that's going to be 20. And if I'm looking at that 50,000 records, it'd probably be closer to the professional level, right? So we're looking at how many rows you're going to need, all of those different things. 50,000 over there, 25,000 automation runs. Let's look at the automation runs. Automations, you're looking at 5,000. So really, if I'm looking at the difference and I'm trying to do like a shot for shot comparison, really the professional plan would be closer to like the team. Again, it depends on what you're doing. So their team plan and SmartSuite is kind of like the in between, kind of like if you need some extra stuff but you're not there quite yet, then you're going to be able to be in that middle ground, but it's cheaper. It's $10 a month versus the 50,000 you're looking at professional plan. Okay. A standard sync integration, extension, scan, and timeline view. So you're getting more views when you go up in price, expanded color and formatting, and calendar. Okay. All right. So we have that. And what I would look at is if we're looking at visualization from the free plan on, you get pretty much all the views in SmartSuite. It depends on what plan you're on. In Airtable, how many views you get. That's something to consider. Depends on if that's what you use in your company a lot of times as well. Okay, so the next one is business. That's $45 per month or $54 billed monthly. If we're looking at it, we're just going to let's take a look at the records, right? So they're charging business, which is $45 a month. Enterprise is $35 a month. If I'm doing a shot for shot like comparison, roughly of the records, what you get per solution or base, you're at 200,000 records at Enterprise in SmartSuite for 35. You're at 125,000 at their business at 45. So you're getting quite a bit more. You're getting 75,000 more records per solution, roughly. Check my math in the comments, but you're getting more for less in SmartSuite. But I would also mention it depends on what you're using both platforms for your business, because again, the pricing, it gives you a roundabout area, but if you're looking at these solutions, it really depends on what you're going to be using this for and all of those things, right? Now, we've got that. Okay, so we've looked at the pricing. We've gone from there. Okay, now if we look at the enterprise scaling option, it says contact sales. You're at 500,000 records, 1,000 gigs, 500,000 animations. You might be asking, how much is this? I did a quick Google search. So it looks like Airtable Enterprise, you're going to have a minimal of 20 billable users, and it starts at 10K annually. And it has a minimal of 1 year commitment. That's kind of steep. But again, how many people need enterprise solution right out the gate? Depends on where you're at, all those things. But this is interesting how much they're going to be charging for that. So where are you? What's going on right there? Okay. So it's important to note what features you need, what you need for each, solution or Airtable base. How big are your records? What's going on here? And that's going to help you gauge which ones you should choose if we're just looking at a pricing and comparing, like, where am I at? What's going to be happening? Now, that's just really the beginning of it, because when we go into this next portion of which one I would choose, it really depends on what you need for your business. I wouldn't just make it a comparison on pricing. It depends on the features. What's the difference? Where are you going to be using it, or what's going to be happening? And then also I'll talk about also the Airtable apps, which are very interesting that they promote a lot, but we're going to be talking about the shift with Airtable a little bit. Okay. So which one I would choose? The simple answer is I would use SmartSuite in most cases. The reason I say that, when do I say, like, why most cases, not everything? It depends on your business. What's going on with you? What are you doing? That's really something to consider when you're choosing either platform. But if you're a small business, a startup, if you're an agency, you're looking to have the ability of a task management platform like Asana, ClickUp, Basecamp, and you want to have a robust database, that's why I'm going to go with SmartSuite. But I would also mention that Airtable is in a very interesting spot right now, because with all the changes in 2023 and what they're doing in 2024, they're really not focused on small or really medium-sized businesses. They're going enterprise. They've said this in numerous articles after the layoffs and everything like that. So their pricing, what they're geared, who they're serving, is going to be enterprise. And some of the things that they've released in the past, which I really thought was going to be really good, but some of the apps by Airtable, what they're configuring and making it, a really good app for internal use or for businesses, they're starting to have them, but at the Airtable enterprise plans. Now, why is that a problem? Because we just talked about the pricing of some of the apps that they're doing for Airtable. Originally, I mean, all I thought it was going to be at a different price point, but with them rolling this into enterprise and them announcing that they're focused on enterprise clients, it makes sense. But that puts a lot of people, either solo entrepreneurs, small teams, and all those things, all of those options to create these internal apps that could be really good now are going to be out the window. Those are going to be for enterprise. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing I would consider is, and we mentioned this in the complete beginner guide of SmartSuite, is the different benefits of SmartSuite. And this is kind of a little bit more granular, but I think this would help if you're on the fence or if you're an Airtable user and you're trying to figure out what makes SmartSuite different. Why would I shift? Or if I'm looking for a different solution and we're migrating away from Airtable, what would I be looking at? Well, these 6 benefits of SmartSuite really uh, are things to consider if this is right for you. And again, to see all of these 6 features, I'll talk about them, but we have a complete beginner guide that show them in practice when we're using SmartSuite. So you might want to look at that video. There's going to be a link down below or something like that. But here are the 6 benefits. Number 1, the 40 plus field types, the linked records. And what I mean by that is how the different solutions, remember solutions are like Airtable bases, how are they connected, and allowing the information to sync seamlessly instead of having all of the having all of the stress of like, is this syncing correctly? What's going to be happening? There are linking across solutions and it's built in for SmartSuite. So it's a lot easier when you're trying to sync things and having a center of truth and having it up to date. That's one of the things that you can be doing with SmartSuite that really stands out. The other thing is permissions. You can have permissions based on the entire solution, like an Airtable base, or you can really break down that permission throughout the different app, or it would be like an Airtable base of what you're going to be doing. So the permissions, you can have it almost like as an overview or over your entire system, or it can be very granular of the permissions that you're going to be changing. With automation, there are a lot of built-in automations features that's already baked into SmartSuite. So instead of maybe doing everything where it's Zapier or maybe advanced workflows, you can be doing that in SmartSuite. And again, when you're looking at the automation section, you're going to be able to see all the different repetitive tasks, what you're going to be able to do in your account, and all of those things. They're baked into SmartSuite. The view types, instead of some for a free plan you're only going to get some of the view types. For a smart suite, all of the plans for free on, you're going to be able to have different view types. And also what I really like about this is the dashboards, where different teams can have important information in one place. So you can have it at a glance, where different teams can look at how you're hitting your KPIs, the key performance indicators, benchmarks. You can set up your dashboards tons of different ways. You can control who who sees it, all of those different things. That's another benefit of SmartSuite. And then also to the internal and external communication with SmartSuite, you can communicate with a team, different departments, all of those different things, but also inside your solutions, you can message people, message your team, and it will send them an email, and it will automatically allow them to understand or be notified have a notification of what's going on with your solution, with your center of truth. What are you doing? So that communication for internal in SmartSuite or just emails, that's really interesting as well. And the other thing that is not mentioned is SmartSuite. It's a newer platform, yes, but what I like about it is the team is very receptive in their community, and they want to grow quickly, and they want to be a solution for small businesses, agencies, and really solo entrepreneurs that are using this. And I like that because you're going to have more say, you're going to have more, you're just going to be able to shift the needle with this platform, with this community, because it's so new. So that's another benefit why I would be using SmartSuite. In the comment section down below, let me know. Are you using Airtable right now? Are you a user and thinking about which platform you're going to be using? Are you doing this for a no-code project? Are you using this in a startup or in your business? Let me know all of those different things. And if you like these kind of videos and you want to know more about SmartSuite, let us know. We're going to roll out more videos if you are interested, you, the viewer on this channel, if you want more of these kind of videos, let me know and we'll put out more videos. And if you like these videos, make sure that you like and subscribe. We do this every single week. I'll see you in the next video.